All right, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. We are live. This is the second half. It's kind of frustrating, but we're checking our audio. All right. But right now you can hear the tail of the tape. Fulham, Jimenez, great start, but Everton got it back at the at the end of the half. Let's head over to the intermission. Not much to say there. So this is your, and of course, this is your usual Fulham fare. Sorry. This is your usual Fulham fare. More possessions, more shots. Actually, more shots on goals. Yes, we commit more fouls. Same amount of corners and not enough offsides, but it comes down to this. Everton, doesn't matter how many. It was on target. It was deflected in by Pereira, but the fact that it was on frame is the only reason it's not an own goal. Right now, everything else does seem to be working. We're going to shrink that second half timer just a bit. And we're going to go back for this. We're going to go back for the second half. It's going to be rough. I haven't seen any changes so far, but all I can say is let's get to it. And we're back. Current lineups are up. The second half is about to kick off. The Craven Cottage faithful, they are still hoping for something to cheer for. No changes during the half, and we have kicked off the second half. Fulham, not much I can say. They have to find some way to do better the second half. This is another one of those we're going to drop points from a winning position. That's not what you need right now. While they're taking a look, let's see what Fulham got on the bench. Benda, which we're in trouble if we see him. Dia, Coenca, Joshua King. It's nice to see him back. Tom Carney, Traore, Vinicius, Gordo, and Willian. Everton's bench, it's only fair. Virginia, Coleman, McNeil, Patterson, Tim, Yosef, Broja, Calvert-Lewin, and Illiman. Brighton and Wolves are still 1-0. But wait, we're going to see if Fulham can strike quickly. Have not been able to get into the box. But there is a boot in the box, but there's no one on the other side to get to it. Everton cleans up, And now they're on the break. Now Everton is on the attack. Draw. Oh. And a good. And good by Sesame Tete. It was Kenny Tete who was able to get that ball out and out of bounds for a throw in. That was really. If you're an Everton fan, you really needed that. Sorry, a Fulham fan. Because again, we are still in Fulhamish time. And it literally is those first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of a half. That is Fulhamish time. And mind you, in the tale of the tape, Everton has been the team that has come out on top. The last time Fulham actually beat Everton was in 2023, and that was a League Cup game. Before then, it was my birthday, August 12th, 2003. The last 3 games, however, have all been draws. The game at Goodison was a 1-1 draw. But since 2021, Fulham has either won or drew Everton. Last time Everton won was November 22nd, 2022. Sorry, 2020. The 3-2 win. So this is going to be very interesting. Looking at the table. As it currently stands, Fulham is back in 11th place. Brentford and Brighton are each winning their games. Throwing into the box. It's going to go out for an Everton corner. Everton is just rocking on those corners now. Meantime, Man City, Southampton, they've started the second half, and that's still a 0-0 game. Beto in the box. And we are now still at 1-1. We're in the 51st minute. And in case I didn't say it earlier, this is Jonas Nebraska. We're doing Fulham. We're doing Everton. As things stand, went back, shot, goalie. Struggled, but Pickford did save it. And anywhere but the keeper, that should have been 2-1 Fulham. And the kicks it back to Sessegnon. It's going to be a corner for Fulham. Into the box. It's down. There's a foul. Looks like a collision of heads, but it is a foul. It is going to be a free kick for Everton. Oh, sorry. It was a dangerous. Anderson got up there. It was dangerous. I can't even act like that wasn't a bad thing. Sorry. Let's get that regular lineup back up. And that was Deloney Carlos. That went down. But if nothing else, I'm expecting a scrappy second half. And for Fulham, this is their... They have one home game after this, which will be the last day of the season against Manchester City. So there's still going to be something to play for. Brighton still 1-0 up on Wolves. Shot towards it and oh wow, Jordan Pickford got up there. He is hurt, but he got up there and made a crucial save. He fell on his shoulder. That was Harry Wilson. Wow. It was on the break. Wilson lets it drop. Pickford, a great, there's no other way I can say it, just a great leaping save. Is able to kick, it bounces, it keeps it out from going. Harry Wilson did a great job off his left foot. Pickford just got up there. But yeah, he fell on his shoulder. He's hurt. Pickford is hurt. And that's just okay. We gotta check this out because Pickford is he's gonna try to stay in there. I respect that. I definitely respect that. But yeah, even I gotta say it. That was a great save by Pickford. Virginia is warming up on the sideline. Fulham's gonna have a corner here. But much love, a spectacular save. Pereira with the corner. Oh. Setchignon has to backtrack for that. Leno boots it. Everton still taking advantage of it. And there is a foul. Sanderberg impeded. There's probably going to... Yeah, there's going to be a yellow card here. There was no way to avoid that. Sanderberg with the yellow. I don't like the foul on Beto, but I understand it. It was a break. It was a break. It was a professional foul, but still. Free kick, right side of goal. Probably about 40, 50 yards out. Harrison takes it. Fulham gets out of the box, but there's no one there to catch it on the break. It's going to be kicked back to Pickford. Pickford is going to just boot it back into the Fulham end. I'm just going to go ahead and say, neither of these teams are tall. And I hit a crap load of buttons there. Oh. Okay, I can admit that was not becoming of me, so I apologize for that. Now, with 5 games left in the season, I was asked how many points did I think we could get. I honestly said 6, but Harry Wilson, again, outside the box. I'm glad he's getting open. He's taking them. But unlike the last shot, this one was nowhere close. It just kept rising. There was no dip. And it was nowhere near frame. That wouldn't have even been an extra point in American football. If Fulham loses, it's just draws. It is a huge missed opportunity. I said 6 points. I thought we could beat Everton or Brentford. And it looks like Everton is going to the bench. It's still... I could still see Everton pulling another one. Oh. I see where we had some errors. Speaking of Everton, into the box. Leno had to dive for it. Nothing more I can say about that, just some dropped opportunities, and looks like we're gonna get our first sub. Our first subs. Oh, excuse me. Actually, that's going to be quite a few subs. That's the thing. We're in the 62nd minute. If you're Fulham, who are you putting in? What can you put in? Because at least with Everton, they put in an attacker. Game's getting a little nippy. Emil Smith Rowe was going to. And Silva does, and that's the other thing we should keep in mind. Silva does have a touchline ban. So that's one of the reasons you're not seeing him now. In the meantime, this is the current state of the Everton bench. Fulham is bringing on attacker. Traore is coming in for Emil Smith Rowe. It looked like a foul. Okay, they do call it. And now with Traore subbed in, let's look at what's left on the bench. For Fulham, Benda, Diop, Cuenca, Joshua King, Tom Carney, Vinicius, Godo, and Willian. So that's our current lineup for both teams. We're in the 65th minute. Score is still even at 1-1. Gibson, who you got? Welcome. A draw. I got Fulham. I want Fulham, obviously. Sorry, it's hard to tell, but I am a Fulham fan. I don't know what I could... Yes, definitely some come on you whites, because, Jesus, sorry, I'm not trying to cuss, but we definitely need this one. If nothing else, just to break the season, Fulham's single season Premier League record. It's their 53 is the current record. And when we give them 54, as things stand, it'd be 52. I'm not even worried about Europe. We're not consistent enough for Europe. But that is it was a pass in the middle, but there was no one there. At least with Harry Wilson, he's been doing a great job of just shooting outside the box and seeing if someone can come pick up the trash, like an Andy Johnson or a Bobby Zamora. But all right, seeing what's happening here, stoppage of pay. It looks like Beto just fell into Sanderberg. Nothing purposeful. And I hope you can hear me well for Gibsons. Let me know if you can't. I haven't exactly had too many people drop into the stream. Unfortunately, I'm in the rural United States, so my stream went down for a little bit. But nonetheless, I'm enjoying the... It's a little frustrating. That's all I can say. Yeah. and I'm dual shot. Wolby's trying to find someone in the middle. Pereira needs to get rid of the ball. Wolby on that left side. The one thing that also is not helping, you don't have Harrison Reed, you don't have Anthony Robinson, and of course Muniz is out for the season. Everton's on the break. Pereira foul. There will be advantage. Anderson is able to get out the way, but still, Everton with the possession. And it goes off of Sessegnon. It's going to be a throw-in to Everton. Also, if you notice something that's not on the Fulham bench is that because of the yellow card that Marco Silva got in the game against Villa, he is serving a touchline ban. Sessegnon goes into the advertising board. He's actually, okay, it looks like he's actually knocked out by Alcaraz. Yeah, Alcaraz knocks him, not really forcefully, but Sessegnon does stumble into the advertising board, the nice LED one, and it looks like Everton is going to get a corner out of this. And Everton has 5 corners on the game. And unlike Fulham, they can score from set pieces. I know, it's hard for me, like, hey, this is your team, this is what you're supporting, but at the same time, I know what I'm watching. Corner into the box, and Everton gets it in. And just like that, it's 2-1 Everton. And I can't even sit here and say they don't deserve it. I said it even before this happened. Fulham sucks on set pieces. Everton can score from set pieces. Ring it up. No, that's 2-1. That's not 3-1. Michael Keane. Wait. Let me roll that back. You got VAR. They're seeing if it's offside, which it may. It could be. It actually could be offsides. It really could be offsides. We're keeping track. If nothing else, there will be some added time added to this game because of it. Sorry. And yes. Score does count. Two one. Michael Keane, 70th minute. Everyone else is doing their job. That's around. Brighton's up. Brentford's up. And there's a third. There is a third. There is a third. It's 3-0. It is 3-0. I mean, it is 3-1. Beto. You knew it was possible. You knew it could happen. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned Fulhamish thing number 3. When they give up a goal after a goal within 5 minutes of someone scoring a goal. That too is awesome Fulhamish. It was a great shot. I can't even blame Leno on that. That was just, ooh, that was frustrating. But it is what it is. It is 3-1 Everton. And they absolutely deserve it. They absolutely deserve this win. Williams going to come in for Pereira, along with Tom Carney. We'll make some adjustments, but man. You can't sit here and act like this team deserves to go to Europe. What was an interesting game in the first half has just become, I can't even say a nightmare. The goals weren't there. The injuries were there. But there's still some fight. Jimenez is at least showing I got some fight left in me still. I can respect that. And of course, Williams in for Harry Wilson. So let's see who's left on the bench. Benda, Diop, Cuenca, Joshua King, Vinicius, and Godot. And with that, Fulham they're back at 11. And not just that, but now the goal differential for Fulham is -1. They have lost their positive goal differential just like that. Southampton is still a 0-0 draw with Man City. Brentford and Brighton 1-0 over their opponents, Wolves and Ipswich. Both of them are ahead of us in the table. And Palace got their game against Spurs tomorrow. Spurs going to that Europa League final against Man U. I'm not going to lie. We could end the season in 12th. We really could. And that's the thing. This isn't anger or even frustration. This is just the lack of consistency. Just the absolute lack of consistency has brought us to this point. And I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that we don't deserve this. We absolutely deserve this. And for those who are watching, this is Jonas Brasco. I can't even say that I'm not like this, because I've watched enough Fulham games to know when things are Fulhamish. And this may actually be the worst game from Fulham I've seen in the second half of the season. There are bad Fulham games, and then there is this. Not only do you drop points from a winning position, the first goal I'm not so mad at because it was technically a deflection off of Pereira. But 2 and 3, don't know. There's not much I can say. I get that we can. Tete gets it back into the box. Everton is just doing a great job crowding. You gotta find some way to shoot from the right side. It's not just pass it to the middle and shoot from the left, or shoot from outside the box. You have to find a way to get it to the right side. And that's usually where Anthony Robinson is crossing the ball. But there has to be something that happens. Something has to happen from that side of the box. As you can see at the top, this is where I'm at versus the API that I'm using. So if any of you are already in the 83rd minute. No spoilers, please. I've turned off my thought mob, so nothing is popping up. But looks like the final two, Sanderberg and Sessegnon, who had a good first half. It's just... But the youngster Josh King and Godot are coming in. I've been waiting. Welcome back, Joshua King. These are those moments where you want something good to take home with this. Turning into the box. It just kind of sails. It's going to be a throw-in. Kenny Tete's going to throw it in. Godot is coming in for Sessegnon, which I can't... I'm not actually surprised at. He hasn't gotten much time, so I may not care for this, but I think they are both thankful for, this opportunity does... And with that, Fulham has used all their subs. So for Fulham, what you see is what you get over there. While for Everton, Igra Bunham has come in. And I really do apologize if I have completely butchered that name. Hopefully I have not. There just has to be... You just want some sign of life. You just want to see some sign of life. Like, hey, we're not dead. We're still going. I'm unmuting just to make sure that I can hear myself. It looks like we can't. It's just, wow, this was a bad game. And for those who did jump in the stream, I apologize if I missed you, but I just want to say thanks. It's been something special. Not special needs or anything, just special. We're in the 88th minute. It really doesn't look like Fulham is going to find their way really back into this game. And they're going to sit. And they're going to sit at 51 points with 2 games left. And just like that, you want to see. I think that's the thing. You want to see hunger. Ooh. Bassey into the box. There's just someone that it's always like the middle of the box. All the Everton and most people, they just cut in. Just cut in front, you'll get the ball. Just cut in front, you'll get the ball. And that's all they've had to do. It's just cut in front, you will get the ball. You don't even have to really do anything else. Just cut in front, and you will get the ball. Looks like Everton's going to make their final subs of the game. It looks like Beto's going to come out. They're going to give that to Calvin Lewin is coming in. And with Coleman and Calvin Lewin coming in, that will be the final subs for this game. That's the lineups, folks. That's the lineups. And close those out. We're rocking with 7 minutes of stoppage. To pull one back would at least make our goal differential even. But And it was Godot, and it came off of him, and just like that, goal kick. And Everton can just milk clock now. Everton can just milk clock. Brighton has scored another. They're now 2 up on Wolves. Brentford still up 1-0. And Southampton and Man City still no score. There's 7 minutes there. But if you're a Southampton fan, you are cheering. This is at St. Mary's. It's a small storyline, but here it is. If Southampton gets the draw, then they will have 12 points. And they will no longer be tied with Derby County for the worst Premier League team ever. That's the thing. When you have something to play for, you will do anything you can. Cross into the box. Nothing. Absolute nothing. Again, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I'm not even surprised. It just is what it is. It really just is what it is. A draw would be nice. But that does not look like that's happening. Is Everton going to try to make it 4? The whistle has not blown at St. Mary's yet. Everton on the break. Everton, thank you, Leno, for getting to the ball. There have been no offsides in this game. And you see the Ole chants. We're in the 97th minute. Marco Silva is like, okay, maybe I should consider going to that. I should be joining Money Witch in Saudi Arabia. Does Fulham have one last attack in them? Cross into the box. It's going to be a corner. No, it's... Oh, they were calling for a handball. It is not. It's going to be a corner. Traore was thinking that it was off the forearm, but that's not the case. Brentford, Ipswich has gone final. They're checking. Actually, we're not sure yet. VAR, it could be. Man City, Southampton, still 90th minute. Brighton, 2 up on Wolves. It's good. If it's a penalty, I'm almost saying that's going to be rough for Everton. But I am a Fulham fan, and I'm not going to turn at the chance to get our goal differential back up. But they're going to. Yeah, it's gonna be a VAR check. It is going to be a VAR check. So let's see how this ends. While they're doing the check, let's check the tail of the tape. Does not matter. 64% possession, 17 total shots, 6 on goal, but only 1 goal to show for it. We're checking the ref. Is it going to point to the spot? Nope. It's going to be no penalty. It is no penalty. No penalty. No penalty. That's all I can say. No penalty. It's been a while since the Fulham game. 100th minute. This is going to be the last kick of the game. Can something happen? Pickford catches it. The whistle is off. Ticker is off. Everything else has disappeared because not much else to say. That's your final, folks. From Craven Cottage. Everton 3, Fulham 1. Jimenez got the scoring start in the 17th minute. Miralenko ties it up at pretty much with the last kick of the half. And then from there on, it was like the wind was knocked out of the sails, and it was just all Everton from there on. And I honestly cannot be mad at that. Continuing on, this is how it all ends. Yeah, add one more corner. But still, 6 shots on goal, 1 goal. 7 shots on goal, 3 goals. We fouled more. I don't think Everton didn't get a single card. And at the end of the day, this is not how you make Europe. Southampton gets the draw. They are not the worst team ever in the Premier League. So it may not be much. They are going down, but Southampton, you fought for that draw. Congratulations. Brighton, Brentford, you deserve to be ahead of us. There's just nothing to say about that. With the loss, Fulham's still in 11th. 51 points. They've lost 4 out of the last 5. That's not how you make Europe. Everyone else did what they had to do. Aston Villa, they won 4 out of the last 5. Brentford went undefeated in the last 5. That's who we face next. They've had a draw. Brighton, they've only lost 1 out of the last 5 with 2 wins and 2 draws. Bournemouth, unbeaten in the last 5 with 2 wins and 3 draws. Fulham, won 1 out of the last 5 against Southampton. Next game is going to be Sunday the 18th, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That's a Sunday. It's going to be Brentford versus Fulham at the G-Tech Stadium. I don't know what else I can say. I don't know what else can be said. Only this is how it ends. Match coverage is concluded. Hopefully everyone was able to hear me okay. We'll be here next Sunday from the G-Tech. Well, I won't be at the G-Tech, but the actual game will be at the G-Tech. Another disappointing performance by Fulham. It's not enough for Europe, and it's not enough to break the record. They still got 2 games. They got 2 games left. They're gonna get Brentford. They're gonna be at Brentford and then back at home against Man City on the last day of the season. Unfortunately, I will not be able to stream that one. So next week is going to be my last one for the season. 2024-2025 has had some moments where it's like we got some upset. We beat some teams that we weren't expected to beat, but we lost to teams that we should have beaten or should have gotten a result at least. And that's been the story. This is not big. We have not been consistent enough. And the injuries have not helped. But that can't be what we're talking about or what we need. Harrison Reed was unfortunate last week. Reece Nelson, hamstring. A knock from Muniz. Muniz is done for the season. Sasha Lukic is done for the season. Castagna, done for the season. And Castagna may be ready, just may be ready by August. And of course, your vice captain, Anthony Robinson, And there's nothing else I can say. With the literally with the exception of this game with Everton, everyone Fulham lost to is ahead of them in the table. Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea. I'm sorry, I'm still not. The literal only exception was Everton. And the only team we beat in the last 5 games is Southampton. And I bet Southampton's going to give Everton a better fight next week than we did. When you have nothing to... Pride means something. Fulham has 2 games left to get 6 points. 2 games left to get 3 points and say, okay, we haven't been consistent, but we are the Fulham team that has the most Premier League points ever. That's really all that's left. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's where we're at right now. This is Jonas Brasco. We had a late start to the day, but I'm sorry. I felt like I didn't even, when I started the stream after the Fulham goal because I was out, and there was just nothing more I can do after that. I apologize for anyone who was watching, and hopefully we'll have something better to talk about next week. Thank you for everyone who stopped in. This is Jonas Brasco.